Hey guys, it's Alana with the FriendlyBands SunshineLoom, and today we're going to be making the Skull and Crossbones charm. Now this video was brought to you by request, but it's also part of our Halloween tutorials. So if you want to see more Halloween tutorials like our Skull and Crossbones cuff, check out our playlist on our FriendlyBands YouTube channel. Before we get started, let's pick out our colors. Today I'm going to go traditional, and I'm going to use white for my skull and crossbones, and I'm going to do black for the eyes and the mouth and the nose. Okay, so let's get started. To make the skull and crossbones charm, we're first going to make a bunch of parts. So we're going to start off with the bones. And to do this, we're going to head over to the start side, and we're going to make a bunch of 4 loops to begin our bones. So we're going to start off on peg 1, and we're going to attach, twist, and pinch with your index finger and your thumb on the left side, and wrap around for 2, 3, and 4 loops. So if you look from the side, there should be 4 loops on your peg. And we're going to do this 7 more times. So attach, twist, and loop for 2, 3, and 4. Attach, twist, and loop for 2, 3, and 4. Attach, twist, and loop for 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to keep going 4 more times. Okay, so we're on peg 8. We have 8 4 loops. We're going to head back over to the start side, and we're going to grab 2 white FB rubber bands. Insert your FB hook into the rubber band on peg 1, and you're going to pull through those 2 white rubber bands. Now reattach the other end onto your FB hook, and you're going to pull towards the outside, so this side here, and pull this rubber band and release upward. I'm just going to slide that onto my FB hook a little bit. We're going to do that one more time on peg 2. So insert, attach, and pull through, and then we're going to reattach and pull towards the outside of the loom to release. So now I have 2 of these ends of my bone on my hook. I'm going to take 2 FB rubber bands in white and attach, and then I'm going to turn my hook so the pointy side faces my finger that's pulling on the 2 ends of the bone. So you're going to use your thumb and your index finger of your left hand, grab the 2 4 loops and pull, and then turn your hook so the pointy side faces those fingers and pull through. And now we have 2 ends here. One attached to your finger from before, and then one attached to your FB hook. We're going to pull these 2 ends over pegs 1 and 2. Alright, just like that. And now we're going to make sort of a fishtail for the rest of the bone. And we're going to be using, until I say otherwise, 2 white rubber bands. So what I like to do is I like to pull back on the part that I already put on my 2 rubber bands, and then I attach 4 more rubber bands. So there's 2 and there's 4, and then you're going to pull over your bottom 2 rubber bands. So basically you're doing a fishtail with double the rubber bands. Now we're going to attach 2 more white rubber bands. So right now we have our initial pair and 2 pairs here, and then our 3rd pair. So we have 4 total. We're going to be doing 7. So you're going to grab the bottom 2 rubber bands and pull those over, and then go to the other side and make sure you have the bottom 2 rubber bands on this side. So to do that, you just grab the bottom two that you think are the bottom two and pull on them. If this part tightens here, you know you have the bottom two. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pairs. We're going to add another, and now it gets easier to grab the bottom two because if you pull out, they make this little triangle here. So we're going to pull up from the triangle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to add another pair and pull over. So now we have 6 on there. We're going to add our last pair, and we're actually going to pull over the bottom two and then the next two. And there is one of your bones for your skull and crossbones. And we're making 4 of these. So we're going to take this one off. Just put both ends on your peg. And then I like to move it down here. Any peg will do on the hook side. Alright, and now we're going to repeat that again. So again, 2 rubber bands. Pull through your for loop on peg 3. And release. 2 more rubber bands. Attach, twist, pull through, and reattach. And then 2 rubber bands. Pull through. And attach your ends on a peg. So this is pair 1, pair 2, pair 3, and make your move. Pair 4, and make your move. Pair 5, and make your move. Pair 6, and make your move. And then we have pair 7, and we're going to make our final move, moving everything over that final pair. Then we're going to pull off by attaching on to your FB hook. And there you have another bone. And we're going to attach that onto the next peg. And now we're just going to do that 2 more times. So remember, you're going to have 7 pairs total after you attach these 2 little bits here. So attach, attach, and this is pair 1 of 7 pairs that you're going to make a fishtail out of. Okay, now that we have our bones, we're going to move on to our eyes and our nose. We're going to do 2 separate rows for these, and I'll show you what I mean. We're going to attach a for loop in black on peg 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another for loop in black. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. On peg 2, we're going to attach a white rubber band, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 more black for loops. So attach, twist, and loop, and attach, twist, and loop around for 2, 3, and 4. So now that we have 2 black rubber bands with 1 white underneath and then 2 black rubber bands on peg 1, you're going to take a white single rubber band and you're going to pull that through all of the rubber bands on peg 2. So you're going to attach, turn, and pull through. I like to hold this on my thumb, and then I'm going to use my FB hook to remove the rubber bands off of my pegs. Okay. And then you want to make sure your black rubber bands are on one end and your white rubber band is on the other. So then we're going to do the same thing on peg 1. So I like to put my 2 ends of my rubber bands on my 2 peace fingers, my index finger and my middle finger, and you're going to pull through from the white side. So the side that has the white rubber band, you're going to pull through that end of the loop, reattach on a finger, and then pull the rubber bands off of the peg. So you have your 2 eyes and a space in between. And you can go over to your hook side and just attach that anywhere you like, just to hold on to. Then we're going to go back over to the start side and we're going to do the nose in the same way but with opposite colors. So we're going to do 2 white for loops on peg 1, and then a black for loop on peg 2, and then 2 white for loops. And you can do this all on the same peg. Okay, so now I'm going to take a single black rubber band and pull that through all of the rubber bands on peg 2, reattach onto my finger, and then use my FB hook. And it's easiest to pull off the rubber bands if you're going on the outer or the inner side of your peg. If you're pulling off this way, it's going to get caught on your extended cap, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. So we're going to go back to peg 1, insert, and now if we're putting this on our peace fingers like that, then we have white, white, black. We're going to attach on the side that has the black rubber band, pull through, and we're going to reattach onto our finger and then pull these off. There you go. That's the opposite of the eyes, and this is for the nose. So we're going to attach that just anywhere you like. And we're going to head back and we're going to make the sides of the head. And this is our last attachment that we're going to be making. We're going to do 2 double loops. So just a single double loop on peg 1 and a single double loop on peg 2. Then you're going to take 2 white rubber bands and pull that through your double loop on peg 1. And then we're going to do that one more time. So I just take mine off of my peg. You can also. And take your 2 rubber bands, attach, and pull a little tight. And then you're going to turn and pull through. So there you have a double loop at the end and 2 chains with 2 rubber bands each. So we're going to attach that And the placement here doesn't really matter as long as you keep it together and all the parts are there. Okay, and then we're going to take 2 rubber bands, pull through, and reattach. And you can also do this by leaving it on the loom, pull through, and reattach. We're going to move that over here. Okay, and those are all of our parts. Now we're ready to start building the base of the skull itself. So moving forward, we're using 2 white rubber bands for each of the rubber bands you've seen me laying down. So we're using white to go forward from 24 to 25, and then we're going to go forward 4 more times. Again, 2 rubber bands. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5 sets of rubber bands all the way forward to peg number 29. And then we're going to use 2 black rubber bands to go forward from 29 to 30. We're going to head back over to the start side, and we're going to do our inner circle first, going from peg 24 to 48 with white, and then going forward. Again, we want a total of 5 pairs of rubber bands going forward. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're doing 2 black rubber bands here. And then we're going in with 2 white rubber bands to peg number 30. So we're going from peg 53 to 30. We're going to head back over to the start side and do the same thing on the outer circle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do 2 black rubber bands and then go in with 2 white rubber bands. Okay, now we're also going to attach a triple loop on peg 30, so attach, twist, and loop around for 2 and 3. And now we're going to start attaching some of our parts along with our crossbars. So we're going to head back over to the start side, and you're going to grab your eyes. So that's the single band that has 4 black rubber bands and 1 white. We're going across from peg 2 over to peg 49, just like that. Just attach on the top. Now we're going to take the nose, and you're going to go from peg 4 over to peg 51. Now between the eyes and the nose, going across from peg 3 to 50, and then up to 27, we're going to use white, and it's a single rubber band, but you make a double crossbar. So you're going to attach, twist, and loop over. We're going to do a same double crossbar across pegs 5, 29, and 52. So you're going to attach, twist, and loop over. We're also going to attach those sides that we made for the skull. So what I recommend is grabbing the side that's open, not your double loop end. This is our double loop end, but the other end. We're going to bring that over, and you're going to attach your double loop on peg 50 and drag over that open end to peg 48. So this can be a little bit tricky. Just make sure you have all of the sides around your pegs. Okay, just like that. And now this is going to go on the outside of your pegs. You want this to be over on the outside. We're going to go back to our hook side and again take from the open end And by open, I mean that if you were to let this side go, the whole piece would fall apart. This side you don't have to hold on to because it's your double loop. So we're going back over. You're attaching your double loop on peg number 3 and dragging around to attach your open end on peg number 1. So again, make sure all of the sides of your open end are on peg number 1 and that it goes around peg number 2 on the outside. Okay, now we're ready to start our hooking process. This is what your Sunshine Loom should look like after step 1, setting our pattern. Now we're ready for step 2, locking our pattern in place. So we're going to head over to this side here where we have the base of our skull, go inside that triple loop and pull around to the back. So I have all 3 sides of my triple loop on my FB hook. So you can see that there. So all 3 sides are there. I pull around to the back and I grab the top rubber band. And the top pair of rubber bands goes over to peg number 6. It should be going to your outside circle. We're going back inside our triple loop and grabbing the next pair of white rubber bands, and that should go to your inner circle. And now we're going to hook forward the 2 black rubber bands, going to peg 29. And now we're going to hook forward the other black rubber bands. So on the inner circle and the outer circle. So now we're going to move forward and attach our crossbones to this rubber band here. To do that, it's a little bit complicated. We're going to head back over to the hook side. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab from one of your crossbones and just grab one side of your open end. So there should be 2 rubber bands on your hook and 2 rubber bands on your peg. Then you're going to grab the top 2 sides of the crossbone next to it, and then we're going to go back and grab the last 2 sides of our first crossbone, and then go back again and grab those final 2 sides. So you should have alternating open ends here. So I have one end from my left, then one on my right, one from my left, and then one from my right. And we're going to do that one more time with our next pair of crossbones. So we're going to start off with, mine is on peg 21, and then we're going to go back to 20. And then we're going to go back to 21. It helps to hold the crossbones down here to get a little tension. And then back to peg 20. And this could happen to you. It came off just the end of my hook. You can just put that on and turn it and it should hold in place. So what I like to do also is I like to rotate these. So it goes from right to left and then back to right to left. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. And now we're going to head back over to our project. And you're going to be pulling through this white pair of rubber bands. So push back your black crossbar on peg number 29 and grab that pair of white rubber bands. And now we're just going to pull each of these crossbones over our white rubber band. So you're going to pull over one side and then the other, back to the other side, and last time. We're going to do that again. This side, that side, this side, and that side. So now I have all of my crossbones on this one rubber band. I'm going to hook that one rubber band, that one pair of rubber bands forward to peg number 28. So my crossbones on my rubber band hook forward to peg 28. And if that makes you a little nervous, you can just hook forward one more to peg 27. And now we're going to go back and do the sides. So I'm going to do my inner circle first. Make sure you grab both rubber bands in your pair and hook forward. And here push back that black crossbar that holds the nose on and hook forward. And we're going to push back on peg number 50. We're going to push back on our circle here, on our teardrop shape, on our crossbar, and on the rubber band that is the double loop of our side piece of our skull. So we're going to push back all of those and hook forward the bottom 2 white rubber bands. We're going to push back our crossbar that holds on our eyes and hook forward. And then we're going to push back on that side piece of our skull and hook inward. We're going to do that same thing on the outer circle. So push back your black crossbar inside your teardrop and hook forward. Push back your crossbar and hook forward. And then push back your crossbar and your double loop. And we're going to grab those bottom 2 rubber bands to hook forward. Push back your crossbar and hook forward. And last time, make sure you're inside everything and hook forward to peg 24. Now we left off on either peg 27 or 28. We're just going to hook forward the middle circle all the way to the end. So hooking forward here, all the way up. So now on peg 24, I like to add a double rubber band, so 2 rubber bands. You're going to put your FB hook through all of the rubber bands on peg 24, attach your 2, turn, and reattach. And now you're ready for step 3, removing your creation. So I'm going to add my FB link right to this double rubber band at the top. And this is what your sunshine loom should look like after step 2, locking our pattern in place. Now we're just going to gently tug from side to side for step 3, removing our creation. So you're going to want to be a little bit careful that our rubber bands are really resilient and they won't snap back on you. So now this could happen to you. His eye got underneath the middle part a little bit. This will take a little bit of adjustment. So if you like this video, make sure you check out our other tutorials on our FriendlyBands YouTube channel. We always appreciate a look and a like on all of our videos. So we'd love to see your comments and know what it is that you like on our channel so we can give you more of that. And just adjust the nose. Play with that just as much as you want to. And there you have it, the Skull and Crossbones charm from the FriendlyBands SunshineLoom. Bye guys, see you later.